Hi, Miss Queenie. Hi, Chris 472 Peak Ebb. I am here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm trying to get on this scope thing daily. That's the goal. Whether that's going to happen, but that is the goal. So anyhow, waiting on a few more people to get on. But anyhow, thank you all for tuning in. For those who I have not connected with yet, I am Marissa V. Grayson, family law attorney, child custody mediator, and co-parenting coach. I'm also the author of a blended and divided family series called The Business of Co-Parenting. So today I'm actually coming on and I'm going to talk about father's rights. I just wrapped up my day. I'm at home and I wanted to come on because I had 3 calls today, all of them from fathers who are complaining of not being able to see their kids. So this is literally my life on a daily basis for the most part. Most of my father clients come to me because they are claiming that for one reason or another, they are not able to see their child. And it's usually because the child's mom will not let them see their child. So feel free to share this scope with your followers and anyone who you think might need to see this. And also, don't forget to tap your screen if anything that I say you can relate to, or you have any questions, post them in the little chat box. Okay, so going in here. I usually represent fathers. I do represent a lot of moms, or a few moms, not a lot of moms. Let me take that back. I represent a few moms, awesome moms, but the majority of my clients are fathers. And oftentimes dads do come to me and claim that they have been unable to see their children because their child's mom won't let them. So my question is always, why, one, won't your child's mom let you see them? And there's usually not a very good reason. And the second question is, what have you done about it? What steps are you taking to make sure that you're able to see your children, even if your child's mother is not supportive? And I mean, I have fathers who come to me and they literally have not seen their children in months or years because they claim that they aren't able to because their child's other parent won't let them. In the majority of the cases, they at least know where their children are. So if you know where your children are, there is no reason that you should not be able to take the appropriate action so that you can make sure that you see your kids. So for fathers, I often have to emphasize the importance of being proactive and making sure that you do what you need to do, regardless of what the mom is doing. There are certain steps that you must take as a father to make sure that you're always able to see your children. The moment that your child's mother denies you access to your children is when you need to take action. Don't wait weeks and months and in some cases years before you decide that you want to take action. That's your child. And I usually try to use a comparison to that of a car. If someone were to break into your car or break into your home and they were to take all of your belongings and all of the things that belong to you, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to call the police, you're going to contact the insurance company, and you're going to do everything that you need to do to make sure that you get your stuff back. You can't live without your cell phone. If somebody steals your car, you definitely can't live without your car. If someone breaks into your home and steals your valuable jewelry or anything else of value to you, your money, you are going to do everything that you need to do without being prompted to make sure that you get your stuff back. Some of y'all are ready to pull out your pistols so that you can go get your stuff back if somebody stole from you. However, when it comes to children, a lot of times fathers in particular are hesitant to take the steps that they need to do. And that same passion, that same sense of urgency that you would have if someone were to steal your car or your clothes or break into your house, that's the same sense of urgency that you must have when it comes to making sure that you have established your rights to your children and making sure that your relationship with your child is not interrupted at any point. So, takeaways here are, first and foremost, the number one way to make sure that your relationship with your child is not interfered with is to make sure ignore my kid in the back, is to make sure that you've established your parental rights. If you're going through a divorce and you and the other parent were married, immediately, as soon as possible, you either need to come to an agreement with the other parent as to how you're going to parent your kids, get that agreement in writing, and make sure that those agreements are all made into an order. Or if you're not divorcing the parent, if you and the other parent were never married, then you first and foremost will need to establish a custody case to establish that you're the parent. Now, it does not matter even if you sign the birth certificate or the voluntary declaration of paternity. If you have not established that you're the father in court, you still have to open a case and establish that you're the father in the court system's eyes. It's completely separate than what happens at the hospital. It doesn't matter if you've been parenting this kid for 10 years. If you've never opened a court case to establish that you're that child's father, then you have to do that first. And simultaneously or right after opening the case is when you can file a request for specific custody orders to make sure that you have orders in writing. I cannot emphasize that enough, because so many parents go off of verbal agreements that they have with their parent, and that never really works out, especially because one parent will always wake up one day mad at the other parent because they said or did something that they didn't agree with, and then they decide for one reason or another that they're going to keep their child from that parent. So no matter how good of a terms you are on with the other parent, you always, right, Queenie, they have amnesia. Right. So it doesn't matter how good you guys get along today. If you guys get along today, that's great. Go while you're getting along to the courthouse, open your custody case, and you can sit down with the child custody mediator without ever seeing a judge, draft up your agreements, and get you some orders put into effect so that on that day, when one of y'all wakes up saying, I'm not sending him to his daddy, or I'm not going to send him to the mom because they made me mad, you have those orders in place so that you can enforce them. And that's where a lot of people mess up. So what happens is you don't have the orders in place. Mom gets mad, and then she decides that although the kid's been coming to your house every weekend from Friday to Monday, this weekend and every other weekend going forward, she's not going to allow it. So she's going to just make sure the kids aren't accessible. She's going to tell you, nope, you can't see them until you do X, Y, or Z. Or you can't see them for this reason or that reason. And the mistake that a lot of fathers make is that rather than immediately trying to remedy the situation, they hope that it's going to die down, or because they just don't want to deal with the drama, they just let it go. Well, whatever. She don't want me to see the child, then I'm just not going to see the child. And the only person that suffers in situations like this is the child. Yeah, you're going to suffer too as the parent, but the child is the innocent person, and they are the one that has to deal with the aftermath of all of this stuff. So it's important to make sure that you have those orders established ASAP. Don't wait until the last minute. If you want your father's rights, you need to establish them. If you find out that someone that you are in a relationship with, do not intend on marrying, is pregnant with your child, I always tell my clients, I don't care how good your relationship is going, the minute it gets rocky or it seems like this might not be forever, if not before then, you need to go and open your custody case and get your orders in place so that when the denial happens and you're not allowed to see your child, you don't have to then try to rush and figure out, okay, what am I going to do? How do I have to file these papers? How do I get custody? Because then you're going to be waiting months and months and months, because it takes a while to get your hearings on the calendar, especially nowadays. And I don't know about you, but going months without your child, no access to your child, you can't see them, can't talk to them, or whatever the case may be, because the other parent has decided that they're not going to let you, which technically isn't their right. That is just a situation that you don't want to put your child in or yourself in. It's stressful. Trust me. My husband and I have been there. You do not want to do that. You need to make sure that you have your orders in place now. So if you don't already have orders in place related to your child, that's the thing that you need to do right now. You need to go, no matter where you live, find out what the requirements are in your state to establish your paternity, that you're the father of the child. It's usually just filling out some forms. File those with the court. Find out what the procedure is for scheduling mediation. There are a lot of private child custody mediators like myself who will take your case and handle all of this for you and sit down with you and the other parent to help you work out a parenting plan or have your agreements drafted up and made into court orders. Also, most courthouses also offer free mediation once you have a case open. Once you open a case, if either of you are requesting custody, you're required to go to mediation of some sort anyways. So you might as well just go ahead and sit down and see if it's possible for you to reach an agreement. If not, then you take it to the judge and allow them to make the decision. But either way, it doesn't matter where you live. These are the things that you need to make sure that you do. Do not let your child's mom tell you, oh, you can't see your child. Because at some point, her telling you that and you taking action, they're gonna interfere. And if you're not taking the action, then that's where you have the problem. At that point, it's no longer that the mom isn't letting you, it's that you're not handling your business. So if you don't have your orders, go get your orders. If you haven't opened your case, open your case. You have to enforce your rights and establish your rights first and foremost. If you don't do that, nobody's going to hand your child to you and say, hey, I heard that you haven't seen your kid in 3 months, so here you go. It doesn't really work like that. So, any questions for me? Type them in the chat box. Don't forget, if you're watching the replay, please give me the hearts. If there's anything that you can relate to in this video, please also share the scope with all of your followers. And if you have any questions related to child custody and mediation, family law, my website is www.americasblendedfamilyexpert.com. Also, you can find me marissavgrayson.com. Name is the same spelling. Let me see. Although this does not mean applied to me, this is great information. Thank you, Corey. Hi, Corey. Thank you for tuning in. Please share with anyone that you know could use this information. AmericasBlendedFamilyExpert.com. Again, my email is mg@marissagraysonlaw.com. I'm all over Facebook. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as A Natural Lawyer. Thank you again for tuning in. I hope this was of help to you or someone that you know. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. All right. Talk to you then.